how's it going? Today's video topic is going to be about the importance of getting out of the truck, especially when you have downtime and going and doing those kinds of things. And honestly, it probably should have been one of the first videos that I did. And I try and go over this with all of you when you come on here. Is one of the most important things when it comes to mental health and making sure that your relationship with your wife or your girlfriend, that you take that time to get out. And me and Alicia have done this video before when on our Live and Love and Expediting YouTube channel that we had. We kind of covered this a little bit. You gotta think that the area that you're in, as nice as the trucks are that we have and all the stuff that's in them, the TVs, the refrigerator, microwave, and all that stuff, you're living in an area that's 8x10 square box. Some jail cells aren't even that big. So to spend all of your time in that area, driving, you're switching back and forth, the truck's moving, all them kinds of different things. You're dealing with traffic, you're dealing with weather, you're dealing with making sure you're getting there on time. If there's road closures, all those kinds of things. You have all of that stress, plus, the irregularities of your sleeping habits, sleeping while the truck's moving, all those kinds of things. That kind of wears on you after a while. And so the nice thing about expediting versus driving a regular tractor trailer over the road is you have that opportunity to, when you deliver your load, if you're sitting and waiting for another load, is to take that time to get out of the truck and go and do something, whether it's going to, heck, even Walmart, just walking around Walmart, just getting out of the truck, walking around, those kinds of things. There's a lot of going to the movies, going hiking. I mean, the wonderful thing about what we do in expediting and the size of the truck that you have, you can get into a ton of places that you can't get with a tractor trailer. And even if you can't get in there with a tractor trailer, if you're at a truck stop, you can take an Uber and get to wherever you're going. So like a lot of times when we would get places and we were sitting somewhere, we would look and see what kind of stuff's in the area, especially if it's someplace that we hadn't been before. And we were like, well, you want to go do this? You want to go do that? And then we'd either drive there, and if it was something that was questionable, we'd call ahead and say, hey, we're in a 40-foot truck, same size as an RV, can we get in here? If not, then we would, take an Uber to get to wherever we're going, or we'd rent a car for the weekend. There's all kinds of different possibilities of things you can do. And we would go hiking, we would go geocaching, we'd go see different places. We went to Carlsbad Caverns. You can get the truck in there. There's RV parking there. That was really cool to see. We've been through the Redwoods. We've done hiking up in Seattle through the Snoqualmie Forest, done geocaching up there. We've been downtown Portland to get Voodoo Donuts, which I would recommend don't do. They're not very good. There's all kinds of stuff. We've been to Thomas Jefferson's home, John Adams' home in Virginia. We've done Disney Springs is one good thing. Down in Florida, you can do that, doesn't cost anything. You can park there. They will allow you with the straight truck to park in there. Everything there's free. There's no minutes to get in. You can walk around. There's all kinds of shops, restaurants. You can do that. It's not that far from Disney World. You can take the bus over there if you wanted to do that. There's so many things you can do. But the biggest thing is getting out and doing those things. All of them, I know a lot of you are, wanting to run and make all that money, but your stress and mental health is way more important. So, if you say you run 2 weeks really hard, 3 weeks really hard, take that time while you're waiting. And that's the wonderful thing about this job. Before we came into expediting, we were working 9-to-5 job. I'll say 9 to 5. It was basically 6 in the morning until 6 at night or 5 at night. And I did that 5 days a week. by the time the weekend came, that was the only time when we had to do anything unless we had a vacation plan. And by then, after all the hours I worked, we were so tired by the weekend, we didn't have no time to do anything. And the nice thing with expediting is you don't have weekends anymore. Your weekend can be in the middle of the week. You're not waiting to the weekend to go and plan and do something, because you may have a load that takes you over the weekend. But the nice thing is being able to take that time to get out of the truck and go and do something. I know it's nice to sit in the truck every so often. We would do that, have like a lazy day. We'd sit there, watch Netflix, catch up on movies, that kind of stuff. But I cannot stress enough of taking the time off, whether it's after you get done with the load and you go and do something, or if you run for 3 weeks and you take, 3 or 4 days off and go and do something. I know some of you go home because you got doctor's appointments and everything else. And I know that's kind of like a necessary evil. You guys have to do those kind of things because you got those appointments set up. But to actually go and do stuff other than like just playing doctor's appointments, visiting with friends, visiting with family, doing those kinds of things. And that's a lot of the reason why we do covering the nights at the campground at KOA, or any campground, really. But the reason we do those is because it gets you out of that environment of being in a truck stop and getting to be in a campground. You get the benefit of hooking up your truck. You're not having to run the APU, so you have the electric hookup and water there, so you can have power to everything in the truck. You're not spending money for fuel. A lot of the KOA campgrounds, they have a pool, they have a hot tub, they have laundry facilities, they have all kinds of different things going on there. And a lot of it just depends on what KOA you go to. But anyways, just taking advantage of those kind of things, because then you're not sitting in a truck stop. You don't have trucks parked next to you on both sides. You're not listening to the noise from the trucks running, the smell from the fumes. You're not having to walk all the way into the truck stop. So take advantage of those kinds of things. So I've always said this, it really tests your relationship, and you can find out how strong your relationship is by being in a truck, because you're living in such a small area. And then it's not just the living in the small area part, it's the fact that one of you has to drive, one of you has to sleep, and you're switching back and forth. You're driving, like I said, driving through traffic, you're driving through all kinds of weather conditions, all those kinds of things. Those really kind of multiply all of the different stress levels you have, and it can really put a strain on your relationship if you're not taking that time off and taking that break. So the biggest thing I'm going to say is making sure you take advantage of all the opportunities. This is like one of the best jobs. It's basically like you're getting paid to be on vacation. That was the one thing we loved about when we came to drive here, was that fact that we got to go so many different places, and we were getting paid to go there, and then we can go and do all the different stuff we would have never gotten to do doing a regular job like we were doing before. Even having weekends off or planning a vacation, the amount of money that you would spend and the time, going to these different places. I mean, we're going there now. They're paying you to go to all these different places, all these things you get to do. So just take advantage of it. And like I said, just find a hobby. Whether it's you buy a drone and you're taking all kinds of photographs, or you're taking regular photographs, or you're doing videos, do YouTube videos. I mean, that was one way that kind of, took my mind off everything, was kind of doing the YouTube videos we did, plus, getting to share the information from us being on the road with everybody. Geocaching is another one. That's pretty much a free activity. If anybody wants to learn more about that one, I can tell you, me and Alicia have been geocaching for 15 years. Yeah, maybe not that long. 12, 15 years, somewhere right around there. I mean, all those kinds of things. Go hiking, make a list. Make a list of all the things. So if you like doing outdoor stuff and you like doing hiking, make a list of all the places you'd like to go hiking. And when you get in that area, say, hey, we're gonna go do this. We've got to see so many different places on hikes that we went to. So just for one instance, you get in Seattle, you go out to Seattle East truck stop. When you go to that TA, 2 miles down the road from the TA, there is a road that goes back. It takes you to the trailhead for Twin Falls. So you have the hike going all the way down there. And then I can't remember, it's a 2 mile hike from where the trailhead starts, but it goes all the way back to Twin Falls. One of the most gorgeous waterfalls you will see back there. And then you're going past trees that are massive. And then if you go at the right time of year, you basically get snacks for free on the way there, because all of their blackberries, they call them, what's the name of them? Anyway, so they have their own hybrid version of blackberries that grow like massive all over the side of the roads up there. And we were picking like handfuls of blackberries, and they're amazing. So you could kind of have a snack on the way there. But yeah, I mean, take advantage of going out and doing that kind of stuff. Don't just sit in a truck. Especially when you're sitting and waiting on a load. And I know it's kind of the hard thing, is you're like, well, I'm sitting here in service and I'm waiting for a load. Should I go and do this? Generally, most of the places where we wanted to go and do stuff, say we were wanting to go to the mall, we were wanting to go and do this and that, we had our phone with us. So if they called us for a load, I was like, hey, look, we're here. I can be back to the truck in this amount of time. Is that okay? Or can you give me that much time to get back to the truck? And they would say yes or no. And then we would just go and do a load. But if it was on a weekend and we knew we weren't going to get a load, and we really said, hey, we need to take a break, breather out of the truck, go and do something, we would go and do that stuff. We'd still have a phone with us. So if they did call us on a load, we were still ready to go and do it. But and I want you guys to be successful. I want you guys to stay with us for a long time. We try and, give you guys a lot of different kind of like perks and bonuses to kind of help with that, as far as like the campgrounds, the Planet Fitness, those kind of things to, get you active, get you out of the truck, and make this a really, good place to work, fun job. So take advantage of that kind of stuff. If any of you all have any different suggestions of things that you like to do that you might want to share with other people, feel free to share them, comment in the video. But I think, honestly, this is probably one of the most important videos I could do out of everything we do, because this is probably one of the biggest reasons why people don't stay in Expedited very long, or the relationships don't last, is because they're so focused on run, and not taking any time off. And I don't want to see any of you all have to go through that kind of stuff. That's why I'm kind of sharing this stuff with you now. That way it helps you. But anyways, so I've dragged this on long enough. The next video, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm hoping the first new truck is in before I do the next video, so I can kind of do like a video tour of that, so you can kind of see. And then I am working on another truck. It is not a Volvo, and it's not a Freightliner. They won't have bathroom, the shower toilet in them, just because I don't have the room to work with. but they are a super nice truck. So I'm waiting until it gets a little bit further along in the process to kind of share some of that with you, because this is brand new. No one else has done this with this particular truck. So I'm really excited about that. I'm sure those of you who don't care if you have a bathroom shower, it's going to have the same size sleeper as the Volvos do now, the 108. So you're still going to get, you know, a decent sized amount of room. But yeah, I can't wait to kind of share all of that with you. But yeah, till next time, you guys be safe. See ya.